Welcome to this issue of iDrum magazine. My name's Pat Garvey. In this Essential Styles session, we're going to look at rhythm and blues. In the context of drums, though, we're going to look at the shuffle. And within the shuffle, we're going to look at some variations on the Texas shuffle. The shuffle is probably one of the most important feels and grooves to really understand as a drummer today. The reason for that is simply because the feel of the shuffle and the swing and the variations within it are in every type of contemporary music that you can think of. You know, I mean, I could reel off a list, but we'd be here for the whole lesson just talking about the list, so I won't. But have a look at it. You know, it's everywhere. It's a really great thing to get your head around. And the reason I've chosen this is because it presents a bit of a challenge if you're new to this with the left hand. We'll get onto that as we go. Last year I took on quite a lot of work playing with a really great blues rock guitarist and also playing with an organ trio that required me basically to be doing nothing but shuffling for hours on end. And it reminded me how much I missed playing these types of grooves on a regular basis. So here we are with this lesson. So the shuffle, for all intents and purposes, is based around the triplet. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2. We'll go into a different feel variation, a more dotted 8th note, 16th note type shuffle or swing feel a bit later on. But let's dive in, assuming that we know what the shuffle is and looking at developing the left hand. So something that gets left out quite a lot of drummers' development is the left hand or the weaker limb, if you like. Left hand if you're a right-handed player, left foot if you're a right-footed player, you know, so on and so forth. The first pattern that you've got there is, I'll demonstrate it on the snare drum, after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's playing the let of the 1, and then it's playing on the 2, and then it's playing the let of the 3, and playing on the 4. Again. The second pattern you've got there is our second variation, is we're playing on the 2, and then we're playing on the let of the 2, then we're playing on the 4, and then we're playing on the let of the 4, which would sound like this. These are really good exercises for control of the left hand. As you can hear, the dynamic difference between the backbeat and the ghosted note is very good for control. The third exercise is combining both of those, okay? So, and the fourth exercise is just a constant shuffle with the left hand, bringing out the backbeat on the 2 and the 4. Now, our foot pattern today is just going to consist of a 4 on the floor bass drum, which we spoke about in the reggae lesson, and a 2 and a 4 on the hi-hat. So you've got this, 2, 3, 4. The logical next step with the exercises we're working with is to take those snare drum patterns and put them with the foot pattern. So snare drum pattern 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Snare drum pattern 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Snare drum pattern 3. And snare drum pattern 4. The next thing to do is to introduce the right hand patterns to all of those variations that we've just gone through. I'll just go through the right hand patterns. So the first one is just the ride cymbal on the quarter note. 2, 3, 4. So no real surprises to anyone. The trick is to get the swing into the quarter note so that everything's really cooking together. The second one is the shuffle. The third one is the shuffle again, but this time with an accent on the 2 and the 4. Now the accent, I'm saying accent, but it's more of a kind of ride crash, and it's being hit with the shoulder of the stick across the body of the ride. So you're not catching the side of it and really crashing it, and you're not playing it with the tip of your stick. It creates a really nice sound though. Have a listen. So the next step then would be to play all those ride cymbal patterns, well the 3 of them, with those 4 snare drum patterns over the foot pattern. I'm going to play each of those ride cymbal patterns with the 3rd snare drum pattern over the foot pattern, just so you can hear how they kind of work. Okay, so. Now the Texas shuffle, something you'll notice pretty quickly when you get into this is that the shuffle is a world unto itself. There's a whole world out there. There are shuffle players, guys just with an enormously outrageous feel, who just play shuffles like you would not believe. You'll also come across the shuffle police. The shuffle police are the guys who have got very strict ideas about what the shuffle is, what a Chicago shuffle is, what a Texas shuffle is, la-di-da, don't worry about it. Just play it, learn it, listen to the music, you'll be fine. I'm going to demonstrate the Texas shuffle. So that would be, I'm going to be playing the third ride cymbal pattern with the constant left hand shuffle over the 4 on the floor with a bass drum, 2 and 4 on the hi-hat. So I'll build it up for you. Really nice feel. It works on the hi-hat as well, for example. Really nice feel to get stuck in with. And like I said earlier in the introduction to the lesson, it does present us drummers with a challenge, and that is really nailing that left-hand shuffle. There's different feels with this. So we've been working all this around the triplet feel, the more dotted 8th note, 16th note type feel that I was talking about in the introduction as well. Have a listen to the two. So I'll play a bar of the triplet, a bar of the dotted 8th note, 16th note type feel. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we put those into a groove kind of context, listen to the difference. 1, 2, 3. Very different sound, very different feel. Great for just developing some time feel, and you'll notice when you listen to this stuff, you'll hear all of these different feels and swings. I'm going to play the little track that I've re-recorded for you to download. The drums on the original track, I've re-recorded something in the style of the original track, which is Jimmy Vaughan, Dirty Girl. The feel on the original track is a much more kind of dotted 8th note, 16th note type feel. It's important to point out that you can talk about feels and techniques and placements and all of that kind of stuff as much as you want, or as much as we want. The single most important with this thing with this stuff is that you get out and you play it, and that you listen to some of the great examples that there are in recorded music for this type of thing. Let's leave it there. I hope you got something out of this, and please do at some point take the time and really have a look at this stuff, because it will do your playing the world of good.